Is this the biggest change to the UK housing system ever? Last week, our King Chazza, in his King's Speech of 2023, announced a potential new leasehold and freehold reform bill, which is going to change the market as we see it today. Long have there been complaints that leaseholders have been exploited by freeholders with stupid ground rents and unreasonable service charges. And this, amongst a multitude of other things, is what this reform bill is here to try and combat. So in this video, we're going to be going through all of the points that were raised in the King's Speech and what this is going to mean moving forward. Stick around. Hi everybody, it's Sam here. Welcome back to the channel, where today we're going to be talking all about the potential new leasehold and freeholder reform bill. Now, today I'm actually going to recruit my good friend Sam, who's over by the whiteboard at the moment, ready to go through each of these in turn and give us a little bit of help today. Now, really apologetic that Sam's visuals and audio not quite as good as the ones that we've got here, so bear with him. Now, before we get into it, just ask you a quick little favour to please, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the channel. We've got over 200 videos now here on the channel covering everything from economic news, mortgage news, how to fund different strategies, and loads of insight for property investors. So please make sure, if you're not already subscribed, to do so. And if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button. It really does help us out. Let's get back into it. And as I mentioned today, we're going to be going through the new leaseholder and freeholder reform bill, the purpose of which is to try and make it cheaper and easier for leaseholders to extend their lease, and basically make the whole thing about being a leaseholder just a lot fairer. So without any further ado, Sam, let's get into the first one.
Well, first up, Sam, we've got the fact that the standard time that you can extend your lease is going to be going up from 90 years to 990 years.
Yes, thanks very much, Sam. Good one to kick us off with. Now, this one is all concerning how long you have the right to extend your lease by. At the moment, the standard is 90 years. So if you go to your freeholder and say, Mr. Freeholder, I'd like to extend my lease and invoke my right to do so, they will give you the standard 90 years. If this bill goes through, that's going to go to 990 years, which is really, really good news for leaseholders. Not so great news for leasehold extension solicitors, who are probably going to get a load of business in the next few years, and then that's going to dry up for a little while. What's up next, Sam?
Next up, when you do this, when you extend your lease, they're going to be abolishing ground rent. Basically, your ground rent will go to zero as soon as you extend your lease.
Yeah, this has the potential to be pretty revolutionary, actually. So basically what they're saying here is, once you've extended your lease, they will get rid of ground rent. So if you extend your lease, you no longer have to pay any ground rent at all. Your ground rent will go back to zero. What's next, buddy?
Third on the list, they're going to be getting rid of the 2-year rule.
This one has the potential to be one of the biggest changes, especially to some of our clients at Grand Union Finance. We work with investors primarily, and a lot of them will be buying leasehold properties with a short lease with the purpose of extending that lease and adding value to the property, essentially. However, at the moment, they've been restricted to properties that already have an agreement in place between the current leaseholder, or the person you're going to be buying the property from, and that freeholder to extend the lease. There'll be, an agreement on the price and all that kind of stuff. And as of today, the rules are that when you purchase the property, you will have to have that reassigned to you to coincide with completion and get that lease extended and pay for it on completion. Otherwise, you've got this weird situation where you've got to wait 2 years. If this bill goes through, that'll be abolished. So people can buy short lease properties without the need to having to extend that lease day one and having to wait 2 years. They can just get the ball rolling straight away, which means there's going to be a lot more opportunities out there for investors that invest in short lease properties and extend them for the purpose of adding value. What's up next, Sam?
Up next, they're going to be banning the creation of leasehold houses, which means from now on, or once the bill is passed, every property that is built that is a house will be a freehold.
Yeah, this is also quite an interesting one as a mortgage broker, because sometimes we do have a little bit of issue when we come up against clients that have got leasehold houses, and there are variations of this, and I won't necessarily go into detail of that now, but some of them can be quite difficult to mortgage. At the very least, there are less mortgage lenders out there that will lend on leasehold houses as there are freehold houses, so instantly you are dropping the number of lenders available to you if you're buying a house that is on a leasehold rather than a freehold. So getting rid of this, or basically abolishing the ability to actually build or create a leasehold house, means that over time the number of these will dwindle, and hopefully that means that more and more people will find it easier or won't have this restriction when it comes to getting a mortgage for their property. Here's with the next one, Sammy boy.
Thanks, Sam. Next on the list, service charge transparency. Back to you.
Yes, as somebody who has owned a leasehold flat previously, one of the biggest frustrations that I had was getting hit with this bill constantly for the service charge and not really being able to understand why I was being charged such a stupidly high amount of money. In fact, I do actually remember there being a meeting at the local pub between all the leaseholders in the block where we talked about potentially going to the freeholder and asking them to change the management company because we were so unhappy with the service charge that we were being charged. They can charge pretty much anything at the moment, but the new bill will mean that leaseholders have a little bit more right when it comes to actually requesting transparency on what that money is being paid for. Sometimes a lot of that money is going to their own management company, and the leaseholders do reserve the right to ask for a change in management company if they believe that the cost is too high. So this one again has the potential to really revolutionize things for leaseholders or people that own leasehold flats. Not too long to go now, Sam. Hit us with the next one.
Next up, we're talking management agents, and in particular, getting commission from insurance companies.
Yeah, this is a bit of a sort of a minor one, I suppose, or maybe it's a major one, depending on your viewpoint. But currently, management agents have the right to choose where they get insurance from for everything that they do. Now, I know through being in financial services that I have worked with people in the past that I know will favour certain mortgage lenders because they pay a higher commission. Of course, at Grand Union Finance, we do not do that, but there are some people that do, unfortunately. And this is another example whereby it's not necessarily transparent as to how much work has gone into researching the market for the insurances that these management agents are taking out, and are they just going to the ones that give them an ornate amount of commission for choosing them. This new part of the reform bill will essentially get rid of that by stating that management agents are no longer allowed to receive commission. However, they can charge an admin fee in order to set up said insurance policy. This charge will still go to you as the leaseholder, but at least it's a little bit more transparent, and it removes the potential for management agents just to go to these insurance companies purely on the basis of how much money they're going to earn rather than the quality of the cover that they're going to give. Right, Sam, I can see that we've got to the end of the list. What's the last one we've got there?
Thanks, Sam. Last one on the list, we got the Redress Scheme, complaints against freeholders and changes to what you will need to pay as a leaseholder in terms of legal fees. Back over to you to explain, Sam.
Yeah, we all love a good complaint and a moan in the UK, don't we? It's one of our traits. But no, joking aside, one thing that's been quite difficult over the years as a leaseholder is actually making any complaints against freeholders. I know I've worked with lots of clients here at Grand Union Finance that have had issues with getting in touch with freeholders and getting information out of freeholders and stuff like that. Some of it can get quite serious, but as things stand right now, if you actually want to go down the route of legal action against your freeholder, you have to pay a contribution or sometimes all of the legal fees that the freeholder will have to pay to effectively for you to take them to court. Sounds unfair, doesn't it? Well, that's probably because it is, and the new scheme that will be brought in as a result of the Reform Act will mean that that will no longer be the case. If as a leaseholder you have to make a formal complaint against your freeholder, you will not be liable for any of their legal fees. Good way to finish it off. There you have it, guys, a quick whistle-stop tour of some of the potential new changes that the Leaseholder and Freeholder Reform Bill may bring in. Now, this hasn't been signed off at all by government just yet. This is all in discussions, but given the fact that this was in the King's Speech earlier this month, it does seem to suggest that things are gathering momentum, gathering a bit of pace, and I'm really hopeful that moving into 2024, this is something that's going to come into place because I think it is more fairer for leaseholders, and I think it's a good thing overall. So all that's left to do is to thank you for watching, to thank Sam for giving me a little bit of help over on the whiteboard over there. And as I mentioned before, if you haven't subscribed already, please do consider doing so. I know there's a lot of you that are watching my videos at the moment that aren't subscribed already. I am trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So by subscribing to the channel, not only does it help me get to that figure, but also it does help me actually get my videos out to more and more people, which is what we want to do. Now, next up will be a little screen where you can pick a couple more of my videos to go and check out. These are going to be handpicked, I should say, by YouTube for you. So go and enjoy the next video, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.